We're Jim and Debbie Gadberry, and we have Life is a Joy is our YouTube channel, and we're going to show Steve our build, our bus build.
Welcome.
Welcome to our house.
I knew there was going to be a step.
Well, we have a radiant floor, Steve. So
Oh, okay.
that's why we have a step up right there.
I think this is the first bus I've been in that had the radiant floor.
Is it?
It's got to be nice.
It is really nice.
So we have a radiant floor. We also have this right here is a mini split, and the unit's underneath, and then we have a little wood stove too.
One of the cubic minis, and this is the Grizzly. It's got a little fire going in it right now.
And of course, as close as the couch is to the TV there, Steve, it's kind of like being in an IMAX theater.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's take her loose, baby.
Come on, Maisie. Free.
There we go. So, I'll tell you a little bit. This folds out. It's a slat bed. We made it ourselves. So you can see the slats right there. So it just pulls out real easily. And then this is a Walmart mattress with inner springs. And it's served us real well so far. We've only been in the bus for about a year. But there's a lot of things we love about it. We love the mini split. It's because it heats and cools, and we can just set the temperature and it'll maintain temperature in here really well. This is just a storage bench on this side. I do have my DVD player cut in right there. And then this is just our TV that was in our house. And what we do is we use what's called screen mirroring. So whatever's on our telephone we could show on there. Right. So if we have phone reception, then we have YouTube TV, which is about all we watch is YouTube.
Yeah.
Not YouTube TV, just regular YouTube.
Right.
It's about all we watch.
We also love our stove, and we haven't finished all the cosmetic part of it yet.
Yeah, we have a little brick veneer that's going to go on this to cover that up. Now, one thing, Steve, let me get past you here, and I'll show you this right here. That is just lost storage up there, so I just cut a hole, insulated it real well on the inside, and this is where I keep a lot of my my camera equipment.
Right.
You might want to show that thing that drops down.
And this right here is something that we like a lot. You can see it's got the rail on it. I had to cut it down for length. It came out of our bus originally, but I just have a gate latch there. And then this is for Debbie to put her feet on, and when the door's closed and we're traveling down the road, it also serves as a place for our dog. She likes to lay down and look out or sit up and look out the window there.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
Yeah. And then this seat, of course, turns around. It's like a captain's chair from an RV. And so it can turn around and serve as a, conversation area right there, Steve.
Nice. And how big how tall a roof raise did you do?
I raised it 21.5 inches, which actually was perfect for the 4 foot. The skin we put on the outside is 4 foot by 10 foot long, and it's 11 gauge metal.
Okay.
Okay. So I did it by myself, so there's a lot of things that I did. Like most people put a 4x8 sheets up here. I cut and put 11-inch strips. And the reason I did that is because it was just me. It's hard to hold a 4x8 sheet up there and attach it. So I just wet the ends of the 1/4 inch and bent them. And that way I was just able to put it right up there. No problem. And actually I kind of like it once we got finished. This is 3/4 plywood. And I textured it, so it looks like it's sheetrock. Right. We wanted kind of a home look, a house look. That's what I did, is I built houses.
Right.
So these cabinets, of course, they're just a lot of handy space. These have those spring-type hinges, and then on these we have to keep them. We've never had a problem with them. We put a strong double magnet magnetic magnetic catch.
Right.
And so we never have anything fall out of the cabinets. Okay, this is a little device. I just put what's called T-nuts on the back side of my face, back there. And then this just screws in into the T-nut, which is metal. If we just did it in the wood, it would wear out right quick. And that keeps your drawers from coming out when you're traveling down the road. And what I did is it's just a kind of a wing nut deal with a washer and a piece of felt like you put on the bottom of a chair leg.
Right.
So it works real good for what we're doing. We have radiant floor. The radiant floor is fed by our hot water heater. And we have like an instant hot water heater. It's a Takagi. And one thing I will say is if you're going to get a hot water heater, make sure it will work at high altitude because we're from Colorado. The first one I bought wouldn't work above 7,000 feet. Well, my kids live at 9,000, so that doesn't work. So I had to send it in and get a replacement with one that would go over, up to 10,000 feet.
And if you buy a regular, which we did, we bought a regular household appliance sink, stove, and refrigerator. And if you buy a regular refrigerator like this, number one, make sure that it's hooked up to the wall.
Yes, attach
and
it
number
to the wall.
two, first time we went around the corner, everything flew open. So we got these little safety deals, child safety locks, and
They're from
there.
Walmart.
Right.
Just child
We had
safety
trouble
locks.
finding anything, and then we finally went to the child safety locks.
I
and
had
they
this
work
same
wonderful.
issue with when I first got on the road with an apartment or a dorm fridge.
Yeah.
Just hit the brakes and a can of pop
Yeah.
came rolling up to the front. And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
I guess I should pull over.
Yeah.
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 It
Now,
happened.
we
We all
have a-
learn.
We have right here we have this is our computer that operates our solar. We have 2,800 watts plus of solar. And you can see right here, this shows us where the juice is coming from. You can see that coming out of the solar. Okay, and it's feeding the batteries. You can see it's charging the batteries, and it's also going to light up everything in here.
Yeah.
And right now we're at how many?
Oh, we're 25.4 amps. It's pretty cloudy today, but it does say that we're getting in 279 on one set. We have two different sets, and the other set we're getting.
That's some nice
We know
software.
that the percentage doesn't work on any of them.
But
That's
it's-
what we've been told.
Well, but it does give us an
But
idea.
anyway, it gives us an idea, and we're only using right now 150 watts. So
And-
even though we have all these lights on because they're all LED,
Right.
and our refrigerator's very, very, very efficient. Turned around. There we go.
So we try to go with efficient, so we don't use too much electricity. We just looked at the efficiency rating. Everything in here, Steve, is 110 or 120, whichever area of the country you're in. But it's all 110. So we don't have DC except for a couple of designated plugs where we have DC. We did put in some of these plugs so that it has a USB plugs. We
Right.
can charge our computers and things like that. So in several places we have those in the house. And
Right.
that way we've always got plenty of charging stations.
Right.
Okay?
One thing we wanted was a big bathroom, and we didn't want one where Jim had to duck. So another reason for the
Yep.
roof raise. We used a horse tank for our.
Yep.
And
But if you go in and shut the door there, you'll see that there's a lot of space in that
makes
bathroom.
you have a big bathroom in here if you do it this way.
Yep.
And with our toilet, it's a composting toilet, but rather than have a deal that you have to turn, Jim set it up on a
That's a good idea.
so that it just turns it and the solids go to the bottom and everything. This is a washer dryer. When I'm somewhere where I'm hooked up to water, have lots of water, I
Right.
can wash and dry my clothes there. This is our bedroom back here. We have some storage and Right now we've got junk stored back there too, and then our storage there. Our 100-gallon freshwater, 100-gallon gray water under the bed. And we love that this back here is the window that opens up, so fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
Very nice.
This right here is sea level monitors, which gives you like an exact amount. Like I have 83 gallons of water in my tank. And then the galley, which is the tank under the shower, it has 19 gallons in it right now.
19%, yeah.
19%, and
Which
it's a
in
50
this
gallon
case
tank.
is, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, now Steve, I don't like the little buzzing from a centrifugal pump. So what I did is, I mean from a diaphragm pump, like most RVs have, you can see I have a centrifugal pump in there. And then down below it, there is a 4-gallon pressure tank. So you hardly ever hear this kick on. When it does kick on, it's quiet. Doesn't make any noise.
Right.
So like it's basically a pump, a booster pump for a home is what it is.
Oh.
The other thing is that I forgot to do, I'll just tell you, but I forgot to vent my gray water tank. So after we moved in, we kept smelling a little bit of that gray water smell.
Yeah.
So finally I figured it out. So I just tapped into the side of this and ran this 3/8 tube outside. So now it has a vent because gray water will build pressure, you know.
Right. Yeah,
And,
thank you.
So that helped.
I hope you enjoyed the tour of this week's rig, and join us again next Saturday for another episode.